Here are the top 5 reasons to live in or move to Massachusetts. Yeah, so one of the top reasons to move to Massachusetts is the education. We got universities and colleges, some of the top of the nation. Let's take Harvard, for example. Number 3 in the entire nation. And even if you've never been to Massachusetts, you've probably heard of Harvard. Yeah, it's a beautiful location. It's located in Cambridge, Massachusetts, not too far from Boston. You can see the iconic building behind me. Then also across the street is the football field. So that's pretty cool. I'll show you real quick what it looks like walking around campus, but just a beautiful campus, especially in the fall when the leaves falling and different things. You can see a little bit of it now. Let's take a look. Yeah, so you can see what it's like just to walk through. And, you know, just to have this college right here in Massachusetts. I mean, one of the top colleges in the whole nation. And there's a lot of them in Boston that are, you know, in the top. But, you know, this obviously is probably the most famous one. And just, you know, it's just a beautiful atmosphere. Walk around. And, yeah, just picture sending your children. You know, you have all these options here for your children for their education. So that's what's pretty awesome about this place. So, and it's just a beautiful campus walking around. Yeah, before I leave, I just wanted to show you the main building from the front. Let me zoom in a little for you. Yeah, right there. Now we got their logo. So definitely a great option. Great to have this right here in our backyard in Massachusetts. I'm proud to have this here. In my home state. Then only 10 minutes from Harvard, you got MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So let's take a look. I don't know if you'll be able to read the sign. I'll zoom in on it so you can take a look at it. But here we are, another amazing university, number 2 in the nation. So you got number 3 in Harvard and number 2 with MIT. So just another great reason. Massachusetts, great universities right here, right next to you, right near Boston. There you go. Just wanted to show you the sign. You probably can't read it behind me in the background. So, you know, pretty cool. Pretty cool location. Nice campus to walk around into. Pretty big. Both these campuses are very large. So, just another great reason for Boston, Massachusetts area. Yeah, then like 10 minutes from there, you got Boston University. Another top 50 university in the entire nation. Little fun fact, I actually got accepted here. I might still have the letter at home in some tote somewhere, so I'll pull that out if I can find it. But if not, here you go, Boston University. Long story why I didn't go, that's for another time. There it is, Boston University. Still got it, found it in a tote, 1997. Yep, covered up my address there from back in the day, Boston University. April 16th, 1997. Acceptance to Boston University. Science and Engineering program. So, would have been the class of 2001. So, yeah, I just kind of crazy look back. Still have this whole thing. A little snafu with the financial aid. Me and my mom had put in the wrong code. And, you know, by the time it was figured out, it was past the deadline. So, I wasn't able to attend Boston University. So, you know, just sometimes I look back and wonder, you know, science and engineering, how different my life would be if I had gone. But, you know, I wouldn't change anything. I love the way my life turned out. I love my family. So, but, you know, you just wonder, you know, it's crazy how one decision or one action can just change your whole course of life. Then if you're into music, they have the Berklee College of Music, the number 2 rated college for music. They have the most top hit makers of any college. So if you want to be in the top 40, this is the place you want to go. Then we have Tufts University, also ranked in the top 50. I believe this one is number 32. Then we have Boston College, also ranked in the top 50, number 36 in the nation.
And the number 2 reason is the healthcare. Boston, Massachusetts is where some of the top hospitals in the whole country are, and maybe throughout the world. I started looking into healthcare when I started getting, a little older. You start thinking things are going to go wrong, so you want to start to prepare yourself. And I started seeing the rankings, and Mass General, which is right behind me, was ranked number 1 at that time. Right now they're number 3. A couple have jumped ahead, but number 1 in the whole country. And here I am, 45, 50 minutes from there, and I wasn't taking advantage of that. So, I switched all my doctors to the network here. I make it a day trip. I'll park at Quincy Market, get some lunch, walk over to my doctor appointment. Was it once a year, twice a year maybe? So, great hospital. Another fact about here, Drew Bledsoe from the New England Patriots. When he got hit by Mo Lewis and punctured his lung, this is where he went. If you're a Patriot fan, you also might remember Teddy Bruschi. When he had his stroke, he went to Mass General. So if those types of people with, that type of income and stuff are coming to Mass General, that just shows you, this is the top option. And you don't need to have that kind of income. I mean, anybody can come to Mass General. So just great to have this hospital right here in Boston, right here in Massachusetts, right in our backyard. Don't take it for granted. Wonderful care right here. And it's not just Mass General. There's tons of great hospitals and medical facilities throughout Massachusetts. And right here in Boston is also Brigham and Women's. Now, this place, to me and my wife, has a special place in our heart. A miracle was performed here. And if you want more information on that, I will, just message me. I'll tell you the whole story. I don't want to say the whole story on here, but, this place is very special to us. And this place, when I was researching, was also in the top 10. I'm not sure where it is now, but the great thing about this one is that they combine networks with Mass General. So it's the same network with Brigham and Women's and Mass General. So just so many great hospitals, healthcare, great reason for Massachusetts. And then also right here in Boston is the number 1 children's hospital in the nation, Boston Children's Hospital. So another great reason for Massachusetts. We brought our children here before. Great place, great environment inside, excellent hospital. And they now have satellite locations outside of Boston, so you don't always have to come to Boston, to get treated at the top children's hospital in the entire nation. And then if, God forbid, you were ever diagnosed with cancer, the big bad C word, which so many of us have been affected with in our lives. But fortunately, in Massachusetts, we have Dana-Farber. They're ranked number 4 in the entire nation. They serve adults and pediatrics here. So just another great available option for healthcare in the medical field right here in Massachusetts. God forbid, hope you never need it. Hope a loved one never needs it, but it is here. And if, God forbid, I was ever diagnosed with that, this is where I would come for my care, Dana-Farber. And the number 3 reason is location. There are just so many great things to do throughout the state of Massachusetts. So many great places to eat, great entertainment, just amazing beaches throughout the state. There's a lot of coastal area in Massachusetts. And then you have parks, like over here in Agawam, Massachusetts, right near Springfield. You got Six Flags, and they have Superman, which used to be rated the number 1 steel coaster year after year. I don't think they're number 1 anymore. I haven't checked the list in a while, but it's still an amazing coaster. And there's a lot of other cool rides. And now that we have little kids, we're venturing into that whole section of the park. So Six Flags is a great spot to hit. There's so many great spots. What's great about Massachusetts is you can just get in your car and just drive. It's not the biggest state. It does have a lot of ground. An hour and a half, 2 hours, you can cover a lot of ground and see a lot of amazing things right here in Massachusetts. And me and my wife, we love just getting in the car and driving, even before we had the kids. You just say yes to life. I mean, if I did the math, like today, for example, we're going to go to Golden Corral in Springfield. So that from my home is like an hour and 40 minutes. So, if I did the math, I'd be like, hey, there's breakfast places here. Listen, you know what? If I did all that all the time, did all those computations, I would never go. So sometimes just say yes to life. You get in the car and you go. You know, you listen to your music, listen to an audiobook, have conversations. I mean, I'm with the people I love. What else would I rather be doing? You know, and then you can go place with your friends and, you know, and just, you know, you're always with people, you know, that you want to talk to. So just don't worry about driving. That's part of the fun, you know. So we go all over the place. We've seen so many places in Massachusetts and beyond. And if you're going to head this way, might as well check out Golden Corral.
Dad, did we see Patriot?
They have an amazing breakfast buffet.
Dad.
Or you could drive further west and check out the Berkshires, where it's true rural and country style living out there. Just epic views of nature with mountains and different things.
You can come to Patriot Place at Gillette Stadium. This place is great, whether you're a Patriots fan or not. You got the Patriots Hall of Fame behind me, and then you got Gillette Stadium. And if you don't have a ticket to the game, come on down anyway, because you can tailgate in the lot with everybody, and then there's a bunch of restaurants that you can watch the game at right here. Just check out how they decorate it here at Christmas time. We got the tree, we got lights. It's amazing to walk around here at Christmas time. I mean, just look at all these places. I mean, there's something for everybody over here. Yeah, so here it is, Gillette Stadium. You know, right behind me, this is the parking lot. And then all the shops that we just looked at, I mean, they're right there. Right over there. So, not a far walk. I can't even tell you, you know, how many times that I've come here. I mean, this is one of my personal go-to spots. You know, whether it's a game day, not a game day, with the family, so much to do. So many fun things. And it, you know, if you don't want to spend any money, you just want a place to walk around and check things out, that's cool too. Totally free. Parking's free, you know, except obviously game day. But, you know, really cool place. I definitely recommend coming to Patriot Place and Gillette Stadium. Then right on the same road as Patriot Place, you have Supercharged. Yeah, this place is 125,000 square feet, and it's got multi-level go-karting. It's got a ninja wipeout course, trampolines. It's got a little pub called the Thirsty Beaver. You know, 5 minutes from Patriot Place. Just another thing to do in this area if you come to visit. Just another great thing to do. Or you could come to Cape Cod and check out all the awesome, amazing beaches right here. You could come to Salem during Halloween time and just walk around down here. You could visit La Sallette in Attleboro during Christmas time. Look at these lights. Woo! Awesome place to go. Awesome place. Definitely on the bucket list if you've never been. But if you live in Massachusetts, in this area, odds are you've probably been before. You can take a bus tour and check out Boston. And speaking of location, living in Massachusetts also comes with New England. So same concept, just jump in the car, make it an adventure, and you can drive to several different states, in a reasonable amount of time. You can come down to Connecticut in Mystic and visit Mystic Aquarium. I mean, just look at all the cool things they're doing here. Also in Connecticut, you could grab a slice of heaven at Mystic Pizza in Connecticut, the same place that the movie was filmed at. So check out Mystic Pizza, check out the movie, and come get a slice of heaven. These pizzas are great, just like my wife's shirt says. Or you could try your luck at the slots at Foxwoods in Connecticut also. Yeah, this is one of the largest gaming casino resorts in North America. Just come during Christmas time too. And you just don't have to play slots. I mean, there's a ton of food and restaurants and shops here also. Yeah, this is a great place to go just to walk around. I mean, I'm probably in the minority. I don't even play the slots. There's so much cool stuff to do here. And then only 15 minutes from Foxwoods is Mohegan Sun, another amazing casino with great shops and all kinds of things to do here. Yeah, then they also have the arena with all kinds of events like sporting events, music shows, concerts, all kinds of stuff. And now since we're in Connecticut, let's just touch base on the number one reason, education. We also got Yale right behind me. And these buildings are very historical. I just want to take you on a quick tour through while I'm here. But just talking about Yale, it's the number 3 university in the whole country. So Yale, another great reason. You want to expand upon the New England theme. You live in Massachusetts, you're also part of New England. Another great reason is Yale. It's only about 2 hours from Massachusetts. This is kind of cool too. You see the bricks. Say Yale. This is just one of the buildings. yeah, just check out these buildings. Like, just look behind me. I mean, these buildings. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like the Harry Potter castles, honestly. I mean, look at these things. Just look at the windows and stuff. I mean, just imagine walking from class to class and like this is the scenery. And then only 10 short minutes from Yale is Frank Pepe's. Now, I talked about Frank Pepe's in my top 5 places to eat in Rhode Island. And I mentioned how the original one was here in Connecticut. So I had to check it out because here it is. I've never been to this one before, but this is the original one. This is where it all started. Frank Pepe's, awesome pizza. Check out that video if you want to see more about Frank Pepe's. Or you could take a ride up here and go to New England Dragway. That's even a sweatshirt that I have on. So I love this place. I've been coming here since I was a kid. There's nothing like seeing top fuel dragsters go 0 to 100 miles an hour in less than a second. Jet cars, 300 miles an hour. Just feeling the vibrations, the heat. There's nothing like it. It's something you got to experience. You can't just watch it on TV. I love it here. One of my favorite places all time to go. And then only 15 minutes from there is Hampton Beach. So you could combine the two things, come check this out, or just come straight to Hampton Beach. But this beach is awesome. It's got the boardwalk, it's got all kinds of shops, all kinds of food, all kinds of different things. Just a great beach, great atmosphere, especially in the summertime. This place is just hopping. And make sure you go to Wally's. Wally's is a place I highly recommend. It's right here in Hampton Beach. Specials every day, like all you can eat fish and chips. They got a wing night. They got like a $5 pizza night. All kinds of different things. So, Hampton Beach, great spot to be at. And then you could head up further north and check out the White Mountains. And the views at the White Mountains are just epic. And just driving on the highway, you know, just through New Hampshire, just epic views. I mean, you got mountains, just open road. You know, in the wintertime, you just got like, you know, a great background of snow. And, you know, there's so many places to ski at. You know, so many great mountains, Loon Mountain, Cannon Mountain. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. Great winter activities. Then you also have, you know, the ice castles. And those are just amazing to look at and check out. And if you've never seen the ice castles, you know, I highly recommend checking it out. You know, at least one time in your life. It's pretty cool to see. And then also, you know, they have the summertime. You can head up there. You know, they have things like Clark's Trading Post and, you know, Santa's Village and all these different things you can do in the summertime. And then, you know, you can go hiking up there too. And that's what, you know, my cousin Brian, he goes hiking up there a lot. And he brings his GoPro. He's actually got a YouTube channel too. He brings his dog. It's called Brian and Chewy Go Hiking. And just some of the views, like just look at this view here, you know, from the top of the mountains. You know, just epic views. You know, I told him one time I want to go hiking with him. I want to do a crossover event. You know, we haven't had a chance to do that yet, but, you know, I look forward to doing that one day. But the more north that you go in New England, just the more open roads, the more wooded areas, just if you like country living, I mean, that's the spot to be. You know, and it's good to visit. They got campgrounds, different things too. And they have great local restaurants, you know, especially in that White Mountain region. A lot of great local restaurants that I highly recommend. You could also take a drive up to Maine and Old Orchid Beach. And we got a Ferris wheel right on the beach. If you look behind me, you could probably see some of the roller coaster back there. Then we got the beach water behind me. We also got the boardwalk back there. So just an awesome place, great place to visit. Also in Maine, if you keep going further north, there's Arcadia National Park. So if you like hiking and trails, Maine is just really great. It's just very open, a lot of wooded area. Even the highways are fun to drive on because it's not busy.
And then in New England is also Vermont. And that's a place that I don't frequently travel to. I've been there before. And that's a great place too. They have a lot of covered wooden bridges. It's where Ben & Jerry's ice cream originated. So Vermont, definitely a cool place to check out also.
Or you could take a drive to Newport, Rhode Island. Check out Easton Beach. And then you can come take a walk on the Cliff Walk, which is just an amazing trail, along the ocean, which is on a cliff. Another great thing to do in Newport is visit the mansions, the Newport mansions. There's a whole bunch of them on Bellevue Avenue. This is the Breakers, probably the most famous. A lot of them are museums now. Just a great thing to do if you're in Newport. And when you're here, don't forget to come to downtown because that's where there's shops, restaurants, all kinds of cool things to do. And it's not just the summer months. You can come here during the Christmas season.
And then you could hop on a ferry and check out some of the islands. In Rhode Island, you got Block Island. In Massachusetts, you got Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. And then if you wanted to extend even further than New England, New York City, from where I live in Massachusetts, it's only about 3.5 to 4 hours away. So you got the Statue of Liberty and just all the amazing things in New York City, within driving distance. So location. It's critical. Massachusetts, it's very centrally located where you can go north, you can go south, and just so many things that you can do.
And that brings us to reason number 4, the history. Just the history of Massachusetts. And what better place to start with the history than Plymouth, Massachusetts. In 1620, this is where the Pilgrims landed. Behind me, we got Plymouth Rock and the Mayflower, which is a replica of the ship that the Pilgrims came over in. And, a lot of ways, this is where it all began for America and the United States as we know it. The European settlers that came over kind of started, the colonies and, the colonization, and then which became the United States of America. And obviously this was not the first colony. Jamestown was in 1607, but 1620, this was the second colony. And then and 10 years later, in 1630, that's when the Puritans came over. And then they made Massachusetts Bay Colony. And that colony was one of the most influential colonies, in the early stages of the United States. So in a lot of ways, America as we know it began right here in Plymouth, Massachusetts. There it is, right down there, 1620. Yeah, so legend says that this is the first rock that the Pilgrims stepped foot on. There's some discrepancies with that, but that's the legend has it. So they moved it over here in the town. Yeah, how beautiful area that it's in. And here's the Mayflower 2, which is just a replica of the original Mayflower. So it's pretty cool. You can actually go on the boat and take a tour and just kind of see what it was like to be on the boat. And that's right here in Plymouth, right near Plymouth Rock. And also in Plymouth is Plymouth Plantation. And this is just a replica of what the homes and what the town was like back in the 1620s when the Pilgrims were here. And also, the very first Thanksgiving was right here in Plymouth. And obviously that's a national holiday that's carried on ever since. So it's pretty cool that that started right here in Plymouth. Also, this place you can look around, just check it out. There's all different homes. You know, you can walk around. Hold on, let's see what's back there. So, you know, you can just kind of see all the different homes and things. And, you know, it's a cool place. You know, you can walk around, you kind of get a feel for what it was like. You know, and also I want to mention in this video, obviously the Native Americans were here, you know, before the Pilgrims, you know, when other settlers came before the Pilgrims. So, you know, so when I say the start of America, I just mean, you know, the United States as we know it, with the laws, the Constitution, you know, a lot of it, you know, the roots come back to the original colonies, which right here was the second colony, which also started, you know, all the northern colonies. So, you know, a lot of the history all began right here, right in Plymouth.
And then fast forward 150 years.
The Revolutionary War started here. Look, you got the statue of Paul Revere behind me. There's the Old North Church. That's where the signal came through, and he started the famous ride. The Redcoats are coming. The Redcoats are coming. It all started right here in Massachusetts. Sorry for the loud noises. They're cleaning leaves. Doesn't look like they're going to finish anytime soon, so just apologize for the background noise. But, you know, just a lot of great history here. Paul Revere's famous ride. They even named a town after him.
And speaking about history, the very first telephone call was right here in Boston, Massachusetts, from Boston to Cambridge. And it was also invented here by Alexander Graham Bell. And Alexander Graham Bell used to be a professor at Boston University. So a lot of history here. You know, first phone call, first phone. So you may be watching this video, you know, on your iPhone or some phone, and just think, you know, it all comes back and the roots are right here in Massachusetts.
And also in Massachusetts, that's where the game of basketball was invented. And the Hall of Fame is right here in Springfield, Massachusetts. And you definitely can't miss this place. I mean, look at the size of this thing. You can see it clear as day from the highway as you're driving by.
And I could go on and on about the history here, you know, Boston Massacre, Boston Tea Party, you know, all those things, you know, but I just wanted to do a little brief synopsis of some of the major events that have happened here. And one last thing I just wanted to touch on with history is there's been a lot of immigration here, you know, with the Italians, the Portuguese, the Irish, and more. I'm not going to be able to name them all, which just creates a tremendous, diverse community, you know, and brings all types of great foods to the area, you know, and ethnic values. And that brings us to reason number 5. The change in the seasons. I mean, living here, you get all 4 seasons. And I guess that's part, in a way, of location, because geographically, you know, where we're located, we get to experience all 4 seasons. You know, and that's one awesome thing I think about living here. I mean, we get the fall foliage in the fall. You have the leaves changing into beautiful colors and then just falling and decorating the landscape, you know, during Halloween, pumpkin, football, Thanksgiving season. And then you have the winter. You know, you got the skiing, you got the snow tubing, sledding, you know, build snowmen, you know, and then the scenery is just epic. When you just see the fresh fallen snow and it's stuck to the trees and it's just a winter wonderland. I mean, just to see that is just so amazing. And then also you could experience that on Christmas, which would make that holiday, you know, how they draw it up, you know, and when you see all the illustrations and different things. Norman Rockwell, I mean, the Christmas scenery with the snow, you know, it's what everybody thinks about. And then after the winter starts to end, you know, you got the spring and you got the flowers blooming and the anticipation that the summer is coming and it's getting to be a little warmer. And, you know, the fall and the spring, those are the 2 seasons where, you know, the weather is like, you know, right in the middle. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. And, you know, it's just a great weather time of the year. And then obviously, you know, that brings you to the summertime. And summer here, it only lasts a few months, so you really appreciate it more. I mean, you got the barbecue grilling season. You got family cookouts. You got outdoor activities going on. You got outdoor concerts and entertainment and all these things that you can do in the summertime
And then the swimming pools are getting opened up. And, you know, it just creates a real fun atmosphere. There's nothing like a New England summer, Massachusetts summer. I just feel like, you know, you just get so excited for that time of year, you know, with the beaches being open and just everything is just, you know, it goes from like the winter where, you know, there's not a lot to do outside, you know, unless you're going to do like the snow stuff. And then it just goes into a full blown, you know, t-shirt, short weather, and go do all these extra things that you weren't able to do in the winter. I always felt like if I lived somewhere else, you know, it just wouldn't be the same. You know, if it wasn't, you know, cold at Christmas or, you know, snow on the ground, you know, it just wouldn't be the same with the fall foliage not happening, you know, during the fall months. It just switches up the activities, you know, each season has just different activities that come along with it. So it kind of makes the year have you just, you know, different feels to the whole year, parts of the year. You know, I will also notate that, you know, not everything is perfect here, you know, but I try to focus on the positives in life. You know, if you want to know any of the cons of living here, you know, reach out to me. I'll gladly go over the things like, you know, when do you avoid Boston traffic? And the not so fun things that come with the snow, like the shoveling, you know, the getting up early to clean your car off, you know, the slower commutes to work, you know, but for me, the positives that I've outlined, they outweigh the negatives that come along with it, you know, but I get it. If you want a warm all year and no snow, you know, this might not be the place for you, you know, I mean, heck, I mean, we've contemplated Florida multiple times for the year-round warmth and outdoor entertainment, you know, and you can check out my Why Florida video for all the reasons, you know, that we fell in love with Florida. You know, but even with those reasons, we have stayed here in Massachusetts, you know, enjoy all that New England has to offer us. So in closing, you know, Massachusetts has a lot of great reasons why you'd want to live here, why you might want to move here. You know, I just wanted to touch base on, you know, some of these reasons. There's a lot more reasons than what I covered in this video. So, you know, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. And, you know, I hope that, you know, you find some of this information informative and helps make your decision as far as, you know, where you want to live. If you're thinking of relocating or just, you know, should I stay or should I go? You know, I tried to outline the reasons, you know, why this is a great area.